This is Good Morning Kenya. Welcome back to the program. Now, I am joined by Dr. John Mukundi, who is the chairman for the Agricultural Society of Kenya in Embu, and he is here to talk about the show that is happening actually beginning today through to the 22nd of this month. Mr. Mukundi,
thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
We are pleased to have you here.
Yeah, I am also glad that you are able to invite me in this particular program so that we may talk to the people of Kenya and the people of Embu and all the viewers that our show in Embu is beginning today. And I am glad that you have found time for us.
Welcome. It is a pleasure for us as well.
Thank you so much.
Yes, if we can talk about what the Agricultural Society of Kenya entails for someone who has no idea whatsoever. If you can just paint that picture for us.
Yeah, Agricultural Society of Kenya, which is acronymed ASK. It is an organization that deals with exhibitions. Actually, we began in the year 1902. And we have been running shows across Kenya. We have shows in Embu. We have shows in Nyeri, in Nakuru. We have shows in Machakos, and even the Nairobi Trade Fair. So we have two international shows. That is Nairobi International Trade Fair. And we also have the Mombasa International Show, and we have several national shows, and we also have regional shows across the country. We have a total of 16 branches as the Agricultural Society of Kenya, and Embu being one of them. So that is the Agricultural Society of Kenya. Our motto is to become a leading exhibition partner.
This show normally takes place around March in Embu. How come it's happening now in July?
We had a little bit of challenge, and that is where we have shifted our show temporarily this year from March to July. The reason is because in Embu we had the proposed stadium that wanted to be made to be constructed in a showground, which plans are underway, and that caused us to shift because they really wanted it to be ready for Mandaraka Day celebrations, which were meant to be in Embu, but that delayed a little bit. The reason is because they decided that may take a little bit longer time. So they decided that they renovate the Moi Stadium instead of starting afresh at Jokere Showground. That is where we delayed. So that uncertainty is what really caused us to shift the show from March to July.
The theme that you're running with this time round is promoting climate-smart agriculture and trade initiatives for sustainable economic growth.
Yeah.
Kindly tell me more about that.
That is a theme for this year. We have realized that farmers have been struggling, especially in matters of climate change. And farmers in Kenya have actually been focusing on rain-fed agriculture instead of other ways like irrigation-fed agriculture. And that is where we have thought that we need to change our theme so that at least we can look at climate change being a theme, because the farmer requires to really understand. Actually, the reason why we have a problem in Kenya regarding food security is because many farmers have been focusing primarily on the rain-fed agriculture. But you see, we can focus on things like irrigation, drip irrigation. We can do other forms of irrigation, and that is what we are trying to sensitize the farmers through our shows this time around. And again, in that theme, you can see it is focusing on also trade initiatives. That means also another problem that we have been having with the Kenyan farmer is the issue of selling the commodity, the marketability of their commodities. And that is why we have thought it is important that we also bring the issue of trade in our shows. But also the current government has been talking, and all the people that were contesting, even for the presidential elections, one of their primary agenda was actually about economy. And that is why we have thought also as a society it is important that we focus on sustainable economic growth so that we can be in tandem with what the government is actually doing.
Okay, matters of climate change. This is something that we cannot escape from, and we can't give a blind eye to it. So when it comes to climate change, what would you say has been the impact of climate change in agriculture this far?
We have been having a lot of food insecurity in Kenya. You realize that right now we have been battling a lot with the issue of shortage of food in this nation. We have been also having crop failures. This has also led to slowed economic growth. The reason is because it is the agriculture that is the backbone of the economy of Kenya, and therefore that one has really brought a certain problem also in our economy. And I believe also livelihoods of families, because many of us actually get their funds, like those who come from rural areas, they get their money that they use to educate their kids and do other things from agriculture. I think also household income has been affected in one way or another. Also, you have seen that irregular rain has also caused a lot of things to happen, and I believe that is something that requires to be addressed, and we must thank His Excellency the President because of coming up with the initiative of tree planting in this nation, because that is something that will really bring about a change that we so much desire.
What are some of the benefits of this particular show that is running from today to Saturday?
There are several benefits. There are benefits that will accrue to the exhibitor. There are some benefits that will accrue to the show goer, and there are some benefits that will also accrue to the community at large. Mm-hmm. If I may begin with the benefits that will come to the exhibitor, is that exhibitors are able also, to showcase what they really produce. It is like we are linking the producer with the market. And once we link the producer with the market, I believe that one is good enough for them to also increase their sales, and to also have a way in which they can be in a position to distribute their commodities to those who desire and need them. The second benefit is that those people who exhibit there, they are also they will also have an advantage of sales. They can increase sales. There will be so many people coming there. They can sell their commodity in that particular place. Then also number three, it is they will be able to show forth the new technologies, the new innovations that they have to the people, and to educate people. But more so, that is also a chance, because their competitors will also be exhibiting with them, and because their competitors will be exhibiting with them, it simply means they can also learn what their competitors are doing, what they are not doing. But the show goer will also benefit in this manner, that they will get information. You know, information is power, and it is information that brings inward transformation. And that is why the show goer will definitely get some bit of information as a result of going to the show. They will benefit in that line. They will also benefit in this way, that they will network with other people, They will also buy commodities, like we have agricultural farms, that they will be able to get commodities that they will be in a position to buy, and that one is something that is pretty good for the showgoer. The community, we are bringing visibility to Embu people, Embu community. They shall also get employment in those particular areas, because those people will put in some tents, they will require some cashiers to work there. We are helping the community. They will also, we also sell Embu as a brand. It will appear also in the national map as a result of having this show.
Clearly, everyone is going to benefit from it, including the community.
Everyone.
Yes. Who are some of the exhibitors that will be on this show, and what will be exhibited?
The people that are some of the exhibitors that we'll have for the show. Number one, we'll have the agricultural related farms, like we have the seed companies, we have the research companies like Carol. We have other companies that do agricultural mechanization. We have all those, like those people who produce tractors, those people who produce all those. But we also have some other caliber of exhibitors who are educational institutions. Like you realize in primary schools, we have the 4K clubs. We also have the young farmers in secondary schools. Those are some of the people that will also be coming to exhibit, because one of the greatest challenge of agriculture also in Kenya is that it is the youth have some perception that it is an old man's profession. And therefore, we are also trying to woo them into getting into that particular thing of introducing them to agriculture, so that also that thing can be handed over to the generation that is coming. Then also we have those that give support services to farmers, like the financial institutions, the SACCOs. We have those financial institutions that will come to exhibit there. The banks, the SACCOs, the microfinances, and all those people, they are also coming there. But we also have a place for fun. Yes, so we'll have a fun fair area that the children will come to the show. I know you remember shows by the fun you used to have, and that is why we also introduce those fun making things, and I believe they will be beneficial to the young show attender. Yeah. And also we will have some other people who are individuals who have some bit of innovation. This time around in Embu, we have set a particular stand for those people who are innovators, but they do not have a place. Like the young people, they are innovators, but they do not have actually a place where they can do the innovation. And therefore we have set a stand that we are calling the innovation centers, where we are supporting the young innovators who may not be having a very big financial muscle.
I know you've mentioned some of the activities happening, but generally, what activities should people expect from that show?
There are several activities that we do expect from the show. One of the activities that we will expect from the show is we'll have the police band, a lot of entertainment. We also have the people that are actually entertaining, like we have Miss Embu, Miss ASK, those models, they will also be there. We will have traditional dances and such kind of things. They will also take place there. And also the activities, we'll have the guest of honor who will tour the stands of various particular exhibitors, and who will also give some guidance guidance through the speech, and I believe those are some of the things that we'll be having that particular shows, lots of entertainment, and we also have a lot of other things that will take place in that particular show.
Now, tea and coffee are some of the main cash crops coming out of that region. If we look at it financially, are the proceeds increasing or are we having a decrease?
You know, we had some tea, coffee conference in Meru, and also some tea conference, which I think the Deputy President chaired, so that they can solve the particular problems in that particular area. Primarily, I want to say that the farmer is not getting the best proceeds from their tea sales, from their coffee sales, and even from macadamia. Embu is another place where we grow a lot of macadamia. We produce a lot of it, and it is like the farmers are not getting enough of the proceeds. And one of the reasons I have heard people say is that the cash crops usually have a lot of cartels. Even we have had leaders even mentioning names of those cartels. But what I would really want the government to do is that it is important that they eliminate the middlemen that are usually there, that take a lot of the big chunk. Then we also introduce some bit of sophistications in technology, so that we do not have a problem of a lot of cost when we are processing our tea, we are processing our coffee. Then also the management of the cooperative societies, of the tea growers factories, it requires also to be reformed, so that we have people that are knowledgeable, can be able to manage our factories well, so that we eliminate some of those costs that may be there. But we also need to eliminate those cartels that they are talking about. I don't think the government is so disabled that they cannot be able to deal with such cartels. And also I would ask the government, because we heard in their campaigns, they said that they will have a guarantee minimum return. They should make good that promise, so that our farmers may also benefit.
Yeah. Embu has also in the past done very well when it comes to dairy farming.
Yes.
Maybe what is the government and you yourselves doing in order to ensure that we have proper infrastructure, or what is the government doing to improve the infrastructure on that?
Milk farming is also it is also a little bit challenging. Reason is because we have a lot of also people that misuse the farmers in terms of the kind of that commodity. And I believe that it is the high time that we have some good structures in terms of legal structures that can be in a position to support the milk farmer. Because they have realized that the milk farmer, we do not have proper legislations that can be able to support them. We do not have proper cooperative societies that can be able to support the milk farmer. And that is why the milk farmer has been a little bit disadvantaged. So we only require to put some bit of infrastructure in terms of the people who buy the milk, and also the proper legislation, so that we can regulate that particular idea. And also the government, I believe that some of the things have begun happening, because we have heard that milk imports have been stopped, and therefore we believe that is something that will also help the farmer that we have. But also we have been having proper storage units like the coolers. I think that is how the government should definitely support, so that the shelf life can be a little bit lengthened.
Okay, so is there a concept of establishing a center, or rather centers of excellence, which can help farmers benchmark and therefore improve generally? Are there such centers?
We have a hand, especially the government, thinking about those aggregation and innovation centers. Like we have one that the president promised the people of Embu in Mashanga. And I believe those are some of the things that will help the farmer. But also as ASK, we have our strategic plan, which is primarily focusing on making all our show branches to become center of excellence as far as farming methods, as far as training of farmers, as far as also marketing of farm produce is concerned. And I believe that one will be beneficial for the farmer we have in Kenya.
Okay. As we wind up, what are some of the challenges that farmers are facing as a business, farming as a business? What are some of the challenges surrounding that?
The first challenge that farmers are facing is, number one, they face the problem of market, and I totally market of their farm produce. I believe that one is the greatest challenge that farmers have in this nation. So people will produce, but they do not know where to sell. The second challenge is the challenge of the cartels. You have heard when they produce things, the people who know now where the market is, they take advantage of the farmer, because most of the farmers that we have in Kenya actually are illiterate, and therefore they might not really know what is really supposed to happen to their produce, or where they need to take, or they lack exposure. And I believe that one has also been a challenge. The third challenge that I have seen is we do a lot of agriculture manually. We haven't been able to commercialize. Many of the people that are doing agriculture in Kenya, they are simply doing manual work, which I think it is difficult for the farmer. So I believe issues regarding mechanization requires to be put in place, because manual farming will definitely cause a lot of production costs and labor costs in the farm to be very high. So I believe those are some of the things that I have seen as challenges that are facing the Kenyan farmer today.
Okay, you just mentioned that most of the farmers we have in the country are illiterate. Maybe what is being done to curb that? What
especially we are doing, like ASK, we are definitely doing training by bringing those exhibitions, by bringing those marketing farms in the showground. We are able to expose them into and give them enough information that will be in a position to help them also ascend to the level they should ascend.
All right, where is it taking place? I feel like we've talked about it, but we have not told people where exactly the show is happening. Where exactly in Embu is this show taking place?
The show is taking place at Jokere Showground. Jokere, you just get to Embu level 5. There is a branching road there, and you go about 2 kilometers, you'll find the show stationed at the Jokere Showground. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through to the show and talking to us about this matter. We appreciate.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that maybe you wanted to put out there that I haven't prompted the question?
So mine is to invite everybody that is coming, that is listening to us in this particular program. You are invited, all of you, to come for the show, which is beginning today. And I believe there is more to learn, and I believe there is more that you can pick from our exhibitors, and you can also network enough. Otherwise, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. As you have heard from Dr. John, each and every one of you is being invited to attend this show and just experience all these exhibitions that will be taking place from today through to Saturday at Jokere, right? Yeah. Jokere Showground.